Okay, what's going on? YouTube channel stars down again. Go hard, go home channel. Y'all know what it is. Today we're going to be talking about the 80-20 rule in dating, and we're going to explain a little bit about it. I got a couple of slides I'm going to go over a couple of things with. A little research that I've been doing into this myself. Just something to put out there for people to look at. Before I get into that, y'all know I want to ask y'all to hit the subscribe button. I don't do the cash apps. I don't do the Patreons. I don't do the donate to me. I just want to get subscribers, and that's what's keeping me interested in doing my research and doing it online with you guys. So if you want to join this journey, go ahead and the subscribe button for me, and I appreciate y'all very much. Don't send me no money. Don't want your money. Just hit the subscribe button. So here we go. We're going to talk about the 80-20 rule in dating, okay? Now, before I go to the next slide, the 80-20 rule in dating, I came across it because a lot of the stuff in this manosphere thing and the stuff that I'm studying and stuff like that on this YouTube channel talk about this rule a lot. That there's 80% of women only want 20% of, all the women only want 20% of men, or 80% of men are invisible to women, or some junk like that. I got more explanation of it in the slides. So let's get to the slides and talk about it. But that's how I came upon it, and I started looking at it myself. So, is this thing right? Well, what is the 80-20 rule? The 80-20 rule is an adaptation of the Pareto principle, okay? The Pareto principle actually has nothing to do with dating itself, okay? The Pareto principle states that 80% of your consequences or outcomes are dictated by 20% of your actions or input. So, I got an example here. Microsoft applied this principle to their software and found that 80% of system failures resulted from 20% of the common errors or bugs. So if they fixed 20% of the problem, it solved 80% of the problem. See what I'm saying? They kind of put it into that sense. That's what the Pareto principle is. So it really boils down to, if you could put in 20% of effort, you will probably fix 80% of your problem. If you do 20% of what rich people do, you may not get the full result they get, but you will get some of the result they get, which would be more money. So that's the Pareto principle, which is really the 80-20, what the 80-20 rule really is. We got about 3 definitions here, and we'll get to that last one. Okay, then there was also the 90-10 rule of relationships. I found this also, which is kind of blurred in with this other thing about the 80-20 rule. While doing research on this subject, I found this principle also. This principle states that 90% of the reason you react a certain way to your partner is because of something you brought to the relationship. Your own personal baggage from other relationships is the 10%. That 10% is responsible for 90% of your behavior. So, with this rule, which I don't think they took this and adapted to their own thing, which we're going to talk about in the next slide. But with this rule, 90% of what you're doing is based on 10% of what you've already experienced. So this is what we call baggage in a relationship. Now, then you get to the 90-10 or 80-20 rule incel version, okay? And the reason this is the incel version is because to find this definition, the word incel must be used in conjunction with 90-10, in conjunction with 90-10 or 80-20. Omitting the word incel will result in one of the first few definitions being mentioned. So if you don't put the word incel in there, when I did anyway, you're going to get one of the first 2 definitions first. This one will be on down like at the bottom. And then if you put it this way, you would get this definition first, okay? In this definition, 90% of women are only attracted to or value 10% of men, or 80% of women are only attracted to or value 20% of men. The men are called Chads or Tyrones based on race and are described as hypermasculine. Okay? That's in the 80-20 rule of dating, the incel version. Okay? Now, I got some notes here that I found interesting. The first interesting note on the incel definition that it is inherently flawed. Okay, it's more accurate in this case to say 100% of women only truly value 10% of men. And I kind of go into that in another video that I made called The Hierarchy of Dating. And I have a chart in there where I kind of show that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can check that out to get more info on that right there. But it shows why it's more logical to say that 100% of women only really value 10% of men. And the reason for this is that since incels and men in general actually assume due to experience that women are hypergamous as a group. So it is more logical to assume the entire group will only be interested in the small group of men perceived as possessing desired traits or outcomes she is looking for. The second note here is that the Pareto principle is more a business principle. See, they talked about the Pareto principle first. They kind of skewed off of that one. But applying it to something like dating, which is governed by emotion, it adds a lot of new rules to it. So fixing bugs in a Microsoft program is one thing. That's numbers and definite rules. 2 + 2 = 4. And dating has no definite rules, actually. So you really can't apply that rule to this. You can try to, but you're gonna have the problem of emotions and stuff in there. Okay. And the last note on that is that it seems that while incel culture applies the Pareto principle to dating, they seem to omit the clause of personal efforts to results as mentioned in the original definition. So we're gonna see slide 2 again. All right. In the definition of the Pareto principle, it states that 80% of your consequences or outcomes are dictated by 20% of your actions or input. And the reason why I was bringing that up with the incel version of it is because most of them are not putting in any effort, or even into them, maybe into themselves, but no effort into trying to do dating. It's a lot of big thing with the MGTOW and red pills and stuff like that. Just get an escort or just, this kind of stuff. So, I mean, like, you can't expect certain results. Even if you use this principle, you can't expect certain results if you don't apply the science of the principle, which means you got to put in at least 20% effort. I'm just saying. But if y'all got questions, that's my explanation of the 80-20 rule. It's no such thing as the 20% of men and women. Go look at my video, Hierarchy of Dating. I got a chart in there, and I explain it. This thing is kind of like farce. So it's something that's out there that doesn't really exist. And the principles that it's based on don't have anything to do with it. So this mentor is down, and y'all go hard to go home. If y'all got any questions, y'all let me know. Hit the subscribe button for me. Y'all know I don't do the cash apps, the money, none of that junk. I just want subscribers. That's it. So if y'all like what y'all saw today or heard, or y'all got comments and questions, y'all let me know. And I'll come back and tell y'all what I think too. But it's been Taurus down, and y'all go hard or go home.